Hi everyone, it's Julia Campbell here at the Anne of Green Gables Museum, and today for our Carriage Interview Series we are going to be speaking with Sandra Jay and Grace Curtis, who adapted and illustrated our newest children's book, Anne's Arrival. Tune in to hear what they have to say about this creative process and all things Anne. Hello ladies.
Hi.
And we're super excited because we have just launched Anne's Arrival, which Sandra adapted and Grace illustrated. So we'll give you loads of details on where you can find this new children's book. But Sandra, I'll start with you, and if you just want to let us know who this book is for and the process that you went into adapting it.
It really is a book that is geared towards young children. The novel itself, I feel, and I think anyone would agree, is not for young children. The story itself is very enjoyable for young children, but to have young children pick up the novel and read the novel is just not realistic. And something that I had felt was that there needed to be an introduction or a storybook for younger children that they could read themselves if they're older and good readers,
right.
Or that their parents or their grandparents or other caretakers could read to them. And the purpose is really to introduce Anne, the wonderful character of Anne, to children so that they can become interested in the story of Anne and interested in visiting places that tell about Anne and show about Anne. So that really is the purpose, is to introduce the story of Anne to younger children.
Amazing. And Sandra, tell us a little bit about your background that led you to taking this project on.
Well, it says that in my little bio on the back that I am an island educator and I fell in love with Anne as a young child. And the funny thing is and it's not funny because it is very true, is I say that Anne of Green Gables changed my life. It sounds dramatic, but as a young child who was growing up with red hair and did not enjoy having red hair, as a child my mother took me to the play Anne of Green Gables, and it completely changed my perspective on having red hair. She became a true heroine to me, and I loved her, and my mother bought the book for me, and I read it and ran around the neighborhood for a few years pretending that I was Anne, and even convinced a good friend of mine, Lori, to be Diana. She had dark hair, and I'm sure the neighbors probably thought we were foolish, but she was very, very important to me, and in terms of loving my red hair and just being a heroine for me. So I've always been very attached to Anne and very in love with her.
Amazing. That's such a great story.
It's true.
And Grace, what about you? Like the creative process for you, what was that like? And kind of maybe a little bit about your background that led you to this project.
Okay, so the creative process was great. I really enjoyed it. It was a challenge for me, a change for me. So
Please.
I've been an artist now for quite a while, and I studied illustration. I have a commercial art degree, but I kind of switched over to fine art in school. So my focus has, in the past, more recently, been on fine art paintings. So this was kind of new to me, illustrating a children's book, but I really, really thoroughly enjoyed it, and I got to dive back into a wonderful kind of childhood story that I loved when I was younger, and I thoroughly enjoyed the whole process and drawing from my imagination and looking into Anne's imagination.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was good.
Do you want to, maybe we'll open the book up and just give us a couple.
Sure. This
Show
is
us
a beautiful, beautiful cover. That
Isn't it?
Yes,
We're
and
delighted
very
with this
true
cover.
To, I believe, the story of Anne and how she would have arrived at Green Gables. She wasn't wearing fancy clothes, and she was well, she was an orphan, and that is part of the beauty of the story of Anne, is that she was an orphan and she found a home, and that's something that we try to really bring out in the story, that this was a little girl lost in the world, and she found this wonderful couple who did bring her into their home. Here's Matthew at the station, and finding out that there has been a mistake, and he is really not sure what to do about that mistake. And but she just really engages him, and as the word that Marilla uses is bewitched. She has bewitched.
She did use that.
She did, and that is what happens. And he has this wonderful trip, as we're having right now in the carriage, home with Matthew to Green Gables, and then of course the critical piece is when they arrive home and Marilla is very clear that, oh boy, a mistake has been made here. And they're beautiful illustrations. I think Grace has done a great job of capturing
Grace, they're lovely.
The emotion. Here's poor little Anne. She's just had the most tragical thing in the world has happened to her. And I think this is the place where Marilla really has second thoughts about this little girl and what is happening for her. And then, of course, they bond, and it all ends beautifully.
Yes.
Beautiful illustrations. I think the illustrations really capture the story and who Anne is and who Matthew and Marilla is. And I think they're very engaging for children. And I think the story tells the tale itself of Anne and who she is and where she comes to be.
Amazing. Such a beautiful book for a young reader or for a parent or grandparent to read to. A budding Anne fan. Thank you so much to both of you. You can find this new book on our online store, annstore.ca, or you can visit us here at the Anne of Green Gables Museum in Park Corner, or our other 2 retail locations in Cavendish at Avonlea Village, or 110 Queen Street, downtown Charlottetown. Thanks so much for tuning in. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.